Hi everyone, and welcome back to Thrifted Living. My name is Kieran. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you an update about how everything has been going with me and my health. In this video, I will be talking a lot about medical procedures and diagnosis and information regarding my health. So I just want to make you aware of that before we start the video. If it's not something that you're comfortable listening to, you do not have to watch this video. I have been posting on Instagram as well, so I'll probably share some updated information there as well if you'd rather not watch this information like video format. So there's a lot of information I want to share with you guys, and I feel like there's just a lot of information that I don't really fully understand at this point. You know, it's a lot of information to take in, and I think I'll just start with sort of some of the updates. So I feel like you might be able to tell with my body language that I'm just kind of really not very happy right now, I guess you could say. It's not that I'm not happy, it's just that all of the information is overwhelming right now, and we're trying to find answers at this point. And trying to move forward, and it's just tricky, you know. I'm thankful that overall I'm healthy, you know, but all of this information with this new diagnosis regarding my heart is just a lot of information to take in. So pretty much since I last talked to you guys, I had my first appointment with the cardiologist, and I wanted to start this by saying that my cardiologist isn't 100% sure of my diagnosis at this point. One of the things he said was that he's not 100% sure that I have the bicuspid aortic valve and the aortic stenosis, and that's what was told to me from the results of an echocardiogram that I had about a month ago. So he has asked to do more testing. That's been the request, is that he wants to do more testing to see exactly what's going on. One of the biggest pieces of information that he shared with me happened right at the beginning of the appointment. So I went in, they did an EKG. So I did that, and then I was in the office waiting for the doctor. Then he came in and introduced himself. He asked a little bit about me, and you know, I told him how old I am, what I do for a living. He asked if I was married or had children, and I said I am married, but we don't have children. And he said, "Do you want children?" And I said yes, and he said that he's not sure that that will be something that I can do. Sorry. So I'm still very confused about all of this at this point, but it seems like with the issues that are going on with my heart right now that it might not be the best idea for me to carry children, because obviously pregnancy is really hard on the body, and because of the issues with my heart, it might not be the safest thing for me to do. I just want to make sure that everybody understands that at this point, we're not sure what my diagnosis actually is. We're not sure if I have the bicuspid aorta, and so when I say that the doctor's not sure if I should carry children, that is specific to me and my diagnosis, which we're not 100% sure of what that is at this point. So I just wanted to make that clear, because I guess my biggest fear with this is that somebody will come across this video looking for information on a bicuspid aortic valve and hear that I might not be able to have children, and then that might scare them. And I just want to reiterate again that I am not a medical professional. I am sharing with you guys my personal story and what's happening for me right now. And if you have any questions about your specific health situation, please make sure that you talk to your doctor. And if you have any specific questions about what's safe for you to do, make sure that you talk to your doctor, because everybody's different. But at this point in my journey, that was one of the first things that the doctor said to me. And that definitely was like a shock. You know, that definitely was something I wasn't expecting, because, you know, like like if having kids is something that you want to do, you just assume that, you know, that'll just happen, you know, like you just think that it's going to be, I don't want to say easy, but that's just kind of like what you think, and you think about it, you know, like if that's what you feel like you want for your life, you just think, oh, you know, it'll be easy. And you never think about, like, at least for me, I never thought about my body being not capable of it. Not that it's not capable of it, but that my body won't be able to handle it. And especially in like that my heart isn't strong enough, you know, because this is something that I never knew I had until very recently, like a month ago. I literally found this out a month ago. And so during the appointment, throughout the rest of the appointment, the doctor was, he was kind of like back and forth with the information. I'm interpreting his like body language and what he was saying, and I'm just telling you sort of what my interpretation was of it. I feel like he's really not sure exactly what's going on. He wants to order more tests, so I'm going to be having 3 more tests coming up that I will need to do on separate days, I think, maybe, possibly, yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to be doing a stress test. I'm going to be wearing a 2-week heart monitor. And then I'm also going to be doing a procedure that I think it's called a TEE. I'm pretty sure it's what it's called, where they take a camera and they actually look at your heart and your valves. So those are like the next 3 big appointments that I'm going to be having to look more specifically at the valve and like what it really looks like, to figure out a plan moving forward, and to, I think, really to figure out like more formally what my diagnosis is. During the appointment, he kept on going back to having kids. Like he kept on referring to it, and like at one point I asked, you know, am I able to exercise? And he said exercising is one thing, having children is something completely different. And so I felt like he was just trying to make me aware maybe of that I need to understand the risks that are involved, I guess, with my specific heart situation, which, as I said, we're not sure exactly what it is right now. As I said, he's not sure that it's the bicuspid aortic valve. So that is, so I actually ended up calling the doctor, like the nurse line back, because I wanted to ask about physical activity. And somebody returned my call and told me what I could and couldn't do, and said that I really shouldn't be lifting things heavier than 10 pounds, at least until we figure out what's going on. And yeah, so he asked a lot of questions about, like, you know, when I was younger, how did I handle physical activity? He seemed shocked that it wasn't diagnosed until now. And maybe that's why he wants to do more investigation before we really, you know, before this diagnosis is formalized. So yeah, it's just a lot of information, and I feel like I'm just kind of like, I don't know. It's just a lot to handle. It's a lot to process. You know, Sean's amazing. We've talked a lot about it. And he's just so supportive and so kind and so sweet and so patient with everything. But it's hard, you know, like, I don't know. Thinking about kids and thinking about, you know, what that might mean, what my specific heart issue might mean for us being able to have kids. But then also thinking about like the heart issue that I have. So it's kind of like trying to process, you know, multiple things at once, like trying to process how, like, what I'm going to need to do to help my heart, or if I'm going to need to do anything. But then additionally, like, the whatever is going on with my heart might mean that I can't carry children because it just wouldn't be safe. I truly wasn't expecting it. It wasn't even something that crossed my mind. You know, and of course I've been doing a lot of research and just trying to educate myself as much as I can on what this all could mean. But it's hard because, like I said, we still don't know exactly what is going on, and it might not be what we thought it was this entire time. And so then in my head I'm like, okay, well, what could it be? You know, and I'm not smiling because I think it's funny. It's just, I guess, kind of how I'm handling it right now, by trying to laugh a little bit. So yeah, like definitely a lot of tears shed over the past week or so. I went to the doctor last week and I was like really, really nervous about the appointment. I thought I was going to leave with like answers and like a game plan and maybe medicine or something, and like knowing like a treatment plan, I guess, but that didn't happen. It just, I feel like I left with way more questions, but it's okay because, you know, I am having some symptoms right now, but I feel okay. You know, otherwise my health is okay. You know, so I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I have an amazing family and support team. I'm grateful that Sean is so amazing and just so patient and kind. You know, and that everybody is helping, like everybody's like helping and checking in on me, and like I feel really like supported by my family and friends, and so that's really, really good. But I don't know, like you just, like I was buying all of that maternity clothing, you know, like thinking about and preparing for, you know, maybe having a baby someday. And but I know, you know, like on top of what's going on with my heart, you know, like figuring out first of all, what's going on with my heart is like the main thing right now. Figuring out what's going on with my health and making sure that's under control is the main thing. But also I know that there are other paths to become a parent. The only way to become a parent doesn't necessarily have to be to have a biological child. Adoption's definitely an option. And so, you know, Sean and I have had a lot of conversations. We've always had a lot of conversations about options for, you know, becoming parents and everything. And over the past week, we've been talking a lot about, you know, adoption and what that would mean and everything, just like thinking about it and talking about it, you know, but as of right now, the main thing is really figuring out what's going on with my health. I'm sorry if I'm like super low energy right now, guys. I just, obviously it's a lot to think about. So that was like the main, you know, the main thing of what I learned from the cardiologist is that we need to figure out exactly what this is. It might not be the bicuspid aortic valve. We need to do more testing. I'm going to have several procedures, and whatever's going on with my heart may limit my ability to be able to carry a child through my own pregnancy. So, sorry. Obviously, I want all of these tests to go well, and I want to have an answer. You know, I really want to figure everything out. So I'm hopeful that that will happen. Additionally, I shared with you guys in my last video that was sort of like a health life update that I went to the neurologist. She actually ordered a CT of, I think that's what it's called, of the arteries in my neck. I had that on Friday. I had that procedure done on Friday, and I actually got the results today. My arteries in my neck are totally fine. Thank goodness. I'm so thankful for that. The neurologist office called today and told me that the results are normal. I'm so thankful for that. So that's kind of like one thing off of the list of you know, things to check out. So I'm so thankful for that. The everybody at the procedure, at the CT, was so nice, and I was nervous about it because I'm nervous about everything, and they were so kind and patient and helpful. So I'm thankful that that came back normal. And yeah, so pretty much I'm going to be getting ready for these other appointments. Additionally, the cardiologist did say that he thinks that following up with my OB would be the next step, to be able to look more into the possibility of pregnancy, and the safety of that. So he made it seem like he was wanted me to be very aware of what I might not be, the things that I might not be able to do. But he also said that, you know, he is not a doctor that specializes in that specifically, and that he wants me to follow up with other people additionally to really look further into it. I felt that it was almost like he was giving his opinion, but that he really advised looking into speaking with other professionals as well, just to really look at everything and to look at the safety of it, like in a total sense. So it was kind of like tricky, because I felt like from the very beginning he was saying, I don't know that this is the best idea for you. I don't know. We're going to have to look more into this and see if it would be something that would be safe. And then, you know, he was saying, you need to talk with other specialists and really look further into this before you make a decision. You know, because he was saying at one point, he was like, I don't want to tell you that you can't have kids. I felt like he was saying, I want you to know the seriousness of what could be a problem with you carrying a child. So I don't know. It was just kind of confusing, to be quite honest. I felt kind of confused when I left the appointment. But you know, when you hear somebody say, you know, I don't know that you should have kids, I don't know that it would be safe for you to have kids, that's what's in my head now, you know, the safety of it. And obviously I want to be happy and healthy for my family and future child, and so it's a lot to think about. But he pretty much, I felt like he kind of just like gave me information, like all of the information that could be helpful to me in that moment, and just wanted me to know, like, you need to be aware of this possible concern. And he reiterated it several times during the appointment. He probably brought it up 4 times, maybe 5 times. So I felt the seriousness of it, you know, even though at the end he was saying, I don't want you to think that, you know, there's no option for you to have kids, because he didn't say that there was no option, but he's not sure of how safe it would be at this point. And so it's kind of like trying to figure out really what's going on with my heart, and then also figure out, will I be able to have kids or not, because of it being safe for my body and for my heart. So I feel like that's a lot of information, and I feel like it's kind of confusing. Honestly, I'm kind of confused too. I'm going to be trying to call my OB soon and just ask them their opinion on it and try to get some more information from them, which the doctor said would probably be the next step, is to speak with somebody who knows more specifically about like pregnancy and heart conditions, and be able to give more information on that. And so that'll be the next step. But it's like, I don't know. I just feel like it's, you know, a lot of information to take in, and then almost like something like it's in my head now, you know, like the risk that is there because of whatever's going on with my heart, and that's scary, obviously. So yeah, that's kind of where it is right now. It seems like we need to do more investigation, see what's really going on. I may or may not have this specific heart issue that the echo diagnosed me with. We have to see. But I don't know, is it something else then? You know, and I don't know. I feel like this is just a confusing update, but I just wanted to share with you kind of why I've just been taking a break. I just have been trying to think about all of this and trying to, you know, really just, you know, figure out our next step and what we want to, you know, just kind of like just taking it all in, you know what I mean? We've just been really thinking a lot about it and talking a lot about it. Went in with pain in my stomach, and now this. So, you know, but I am thankful that I did go to the doctor and I did get information, and I did find out that there was something going on, even if we're not 100% sure of what that is right now. You know, now we know that there is something that needs to be looked more into. Now I know the impact that it might have on my body and what I may or may not be able to do. I want to thank you all so much for your kind words and encouragement and support through all of this. It really means so much to me. I hope that I was able to kind of express to you a little bit about what's going on now. So thankful for the support of my husband, Sean, and my family and friends, and all of you. Like, thank you all so much. I will be keeping you guys up to date on how everything else is going, and I'll share with you, you know, the results of other future tests and what everything means. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye.